Hey, Danny and Mike listeners, before we get to the episode today, I wanted to ask a favor. Our new network, the Last Podcast Network, is doing a survey which will in turn improve the content that you hear. It only takes a minute, it's all confidential, and it's just some questions about your listening habits. You can find the link in our description of this very episode.
Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss underwater Our Town, powdered sugar cocaine, and theater brags. All that and special guest Michael Nathanson. Now play the music, Meyer.
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I kind of like red.
I hope it's fuchsia.
Ooh.
Boom.
Look at
Wow,
that.
good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Liverpool too.
There you go.
Good call.
Liverpool.
The Reds. They're in
He's
first
gonna
place.
get into
They're in
Is
soccer.
that a football thing?
They're in
Yeah,
first place right now.
European football.
In the league.
Hey, kick it on the
I
old
find that
skin.
sport very boring.
The sport of fitness and diving.
When I was a kid, I played soccer for like a year and a half, and I
Which year and a half?
don't know, I was like 8.
Not enough.
It was just too violent for me.
Soccer was
Soccer.
too violent for you?
Mhm.
Gosh, how the times have changed.
I like a sport of individual skills where you can kind of just go out there and,
Pole vaulting.
So you're like an archery guy?
right, pole vaulting. No.
Archery guy.
I was a baseball player and a tennis player.
Oh.
I love tennis. Tennis to me was just like the greatest thing ever because it was all on you. There was nobody else. Nowhere to
blame.
hide.
Nowhere to
Unless you were
hide.
playing
And I
in
could
pairs.
scream and yell, and I just love to be a bastard.
What about pairs?
Yeah, but if you're playing in pairs, you got something you have
pairs?
to deal
You mean
with.
doubles?
Double. We say
Pairs.
double.
That's even. I mean, like I think you could
I
ask
said
anyone on the
pairs.
street.
I
about-
said
oh, you
pairs
Yeah, he
because
said pairs
I'm-
first. I'm
because I'm
backing
an
up my boy.
idiot.
I'm backing up my boy.
Oh, so you were okay.
Yeah, we're both idiots.
That was awful.
How
Oh,
how
you
could
guys
you not?
play that tennis game in pairs?
You
How does
don't-
that pairs sound right? That's not right?
Yeah, it sounds like
Doubles.
that's how Canadians say it. They
Right.
say the same thing. He was the Canadians pairs champion for like.
Is that
18
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No,
Yeah, it's on my
that's
IMDb.
wonderful.
I
Congratulations.
think the actual way of saying it is, welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Hello.
And to his right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Hi.
And our guest for the entire, Mr. Michael Nathanson.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Wonderful.
You've seen me in such things as this podcast once.
Or
Hey,
Or heard
look,
me, I should
let me,
say.
let me,
I know
let
you
me-
saw me in that
Let
one.
me tell you something. Very few people are on the repeat list.
yeah,
Is that
Well,
true?
Yeah.
He's making it seem like there's
mostly their
Truth
mostly
be
their
told,
fault.
I asked to come back on because I felt it was the only way I got to hang out with you guys. Because we've been trying to hang out for so long. I was like, how about we just do the podcast and then I'll come hang. Then you have an excuse to hang out.
Wow,
with
that
Wow.
makes us sound like terrible friends.
No,
you. It just makes you sound like busy and important and great and like.
No, we're just hanging out like
productive.
normal friends, and these are our home movies. That's all.
yeah.
These are our home movies.
Thanks for having me, everybody. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you back.
I think everybody should take their
We've
shoes
come
off.
a long way
We're
from
already halfway there.
Florida.
We
Yeah.
did it. We did an episode with no shirts once, but no shoes. I don't think.
Weren't
has
you
been
down
done
in
before.
Florida?
I was not.
You're not in Pensacola.
I thought you were
No.
there.
He
That's
looks
how-
like
I didn't think you were
everybody.
there, and then I was like, wait.
We
No.
generate so much atmosphere
Michael,
sometimes that people
you didn't
think.
get introduced to
Producer
Andy
Jeremy.
Milonakis right here.
No.
You've never met Andy Milonakis?
It's my last name's Disease. My first name is Andy. My middle's Milonakis. Last name Andy Milonakis disease because we have the same disease, brain tumors.
He's
Thanks for bringing that up.
He's
Dan.
No,
he's
amazing.
I'm just trying to
MC.
get you on the right thing. Yeah, he had a brain tumor, so
Jeremy's rap name is MC Andy Milonakis disease.
Oh my God.
Andy Milonakis disease.
Disease.
I should
Well,
say.
congratulations.
Yes.
You're in
Yeah.
good company. A lot of good, amazing people have had
Well,
those.
he's been missing for a little while, but
Is that what happened to him?
No, it
that why he
continues
kind
to
of-
like it's always
no, I
happened.
don't, he's doing something. I'm sure he's rapping or
No, did he sort of drop out?
For Loco,
I guess
eh?
he just sort of.
he's
I
on
don't-
Twitch these days.
No, he's still gaming.
He's
He's streaming.
He's a Twitcher.
He's streaming.
Yeah.
in the best way possible.
I'm
By the
not
way,
being-
did you-
I'm not trying to be mean.
By the way, just I don't know. It's no segue at all, other than like someone from the past. Did you guys see the Sacha Baron Cohen thing last night with O.J. Simpson?
Oh my God, I didn't see it.
No, I didn't.
I saw the first two
read
or three,
about
and
it.
that was it. Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't happen.
I'm not sure why Andy Milonakis made me think of O.J. Simpson because he didn't make me think of Sacha Baron Cohen. I mean, no, he did. He made me think of like pranky people who
Well,
like
he
do
was-
funny
Ah,
things.
he
yes.
was-
That's what it was.
He worked for Kato Kalin. Andy Milonakis.
Oh, he
You know,
did.
that's
So they're-
why,
so
that's
they're
why you
connected.
had that connection.
Man,
So
that
they
would have been
are-
awesome if I had made that
he
connection.
drove, Kato Kalin around because
I just
Andy Milonakis is 74 years old. If you don't know.
no, he is like he's not like a child.
Actually, Jeremy and Andy Milonakis were in the same, because they're both from Ohio, were in the same battalion during the Korean War.
Is that true?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the North Koreans.
You'll never see us
For
in the
the
same
North
spot
Koreans.
at the same time.
Yeah.
They were-
not for the Americans.
No, they
Wormhole
defected
open.
immediately.
Yeah.
They
That's what I
defected upon landing and began making shitty memes immediately.
They saw us and they were like, no,
yeah,
normally
you're our
they're like,
guys.
just take
You're-
a gun.
you're our
But then they were
guys.
like,
Yeah, they're
There's
like-
two white guys fighting
They're like-
the North Koreans.
They were like, you're so you're so pasty, and yeah.
Why are they running into the ocean?
Yeah.
I have heard. We haven't met before, but I have heard your voice a lot because I edited the other footage.
the Pensacon footage.
Yes, or the audio rather. I guess it wasn't footage. So I somewhat know you, but don't know you.
Gotcha.
He knows you.
Sounds
He
kinda
knows your
great.
little
Did you have
breaths.
how much did you have to tweak my voice? Like, what did you have to do?
I
Like, tell me what my
I pitch
problem-
corrected it, so it's much higher than your actual voice.
like a helium voice.
Yeah, it was our helium.
Thanks
episode.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so
we
much.
thought we'd go.
I
for
thought
it.
we were going to T-Pain him.
Oh,
Well, that's
that
at
would
the
be a
end.
great
That's at the end.
We
of-
agreed to
What
T-Pain
happens to
him.
me?
T-Pain.
You get
You
T-Pain.
get
Like you get
auto-tuned?
you get vocoded.
Oh,
We'll
Nice.
auto tune you.
I had to say
Yeah.
it. I had to say it in Brooklyn Dad Talk. See, Michael and I happen to share
Yeah.
a nice quality. You and you and Danny have a good quality that you share.
Yeah.
You guys
You're
share
mad. You're
quality
still-
that you're
you're
both
still human
dads that
beings.
live
No,
in
no, no.
Men.
You and Dan,
North
have a
Brooklyn?
good quality. You share. You're happily married.
That's-
You and Jeremy have a good quality that you share. You both know who Andy Milonakis is, and you and I have a good quality that we share. We're both dads
Yeah,
in
we
Brooklyn. We're both
appropriated.
Brooklyn. We're both North Brooklyn dads.
South Brooklyn now.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
South Williamsburg
You
now.
never fucking tell me anything. Where'd you go?
No, I
right,
told
you
you.
did.
I
You
told
me.
you that
Oh,
I
yeah,
moved.
you told me around the corner.
He doesn't listen.
We've had
he
a
hears a
terrible-
little bit and then
He's like, I think he was like tweaking a
Jared-
wire on a thing at that point.
I was.
We were doing something.
Jared Kushner's trying to evict you from your.
I live next to that building.
I knew it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, right.
such-
Oh, right,
they're
'cause
scumbags.
That wasn't the building I lived in, though. I
Oh,
lived in a
okay.
different building.
Good.
No, we've been living in Williamsburg for, like 6 years. And we had a place. Then we moved, and then we had to move again because it's all about schools, man.
Girls.
It's all about
gotta
schools.
go where the
Now
good
I-
schools are.
Yeah, you got to go to the good schools are. We had one foot out the door to LA in May, this past May. We were
Okay.
like, we're moving to LA.
Sure.
We're just going to do it.
Get
I
a
had
lot of
some
work
things.
out there.
I had some things in the works. I was like, you know what? Let's just like try it. The kids are young. My kids are almost 5, twin girls. Amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then we were like, nah, we chickened out. We thought about getting a house. And then we're like, we just got to get into a good school in Brooklyn. Then I booked this show that I was telling you about.
Oh cool.
I'm doing Oklahoma at St. Anne's Warehouse. It's a very weird thing.
Come
It's a
see it.
musical. Yeah, go see Oklahoma. Who doesn't want to see Oklahoma? And
I hear this
You're
chili.
s-
My mom's
You're
going. My
selling
mom's
so
going.
well.
Michael, my mom's going.
no, it's actually very. I just
Yeah.
hate talking about myself, but it's
It's okay.
It's a
This
cool
is we brought you on here
production.
to just speak.
I
so
hate-
if you want to talk
I
about
hate
yourself,
to.
No,
you
I hate
can.
to hear you talk about yourself. So more about this
I
moving
booked-
thing.
No, I booked a show.
So you had to
in
stay in
Brooklyn,
New York.
So I was like, I'm not going to LA. I should do this show. It's a cool show, but
The commute
Now-
will kill you from LA.
it would have been rough. And then especially when they pay you in theater, it's
Yeah.
it
Oh,
wouldn't-
God.
would-
You- yeah,
wouldn't
you're
have covered my
starving.
snacks on the plane.
on the plane.
Oh, you eat a lot of snacks.
No,
on
but
the
also the Virgin like Wi-Fi you got to pay for it
Oh,
too.
the-
The
yeah,
go-go,
the Wi-Fi
the
is
go-go,
what
Wi-Fi
gets you.
snacks
The
and
the
the
go-go,
Wi-Fi is what
the
gets you.
go-go
There's my
wireless is
salary.
they have you over a barrel.
Oh man,
Don't
I
use
just got
the name.
screwed from that.
We
hate
we don't support.
Is that a
Go-Go.
brand? Is that a
Yeah.
brand? That's a brand we hate. Then that's not a problem.
The,
Yep.
the flight out.
Oh
when
yeah. Would you like to?
Yeah. Is there any brands you
Yeah,
don't
we have
like?
this thing-
Did you have a bad? Did you
brands
have a
that
bad
we hate.
experience with a brand?
I'm really annoyed with fucking Verizon.
There you
Fios
go.
right now.
Those guys fucking. Oh man.
But, and that's not a coincidence. And it's not a coincidence. No, it's a coincidence. It's not
I
on
was
purpose.
hoping you're
Not
gonna
a
say.
coincidence.
I don't know. I was tweeting with this Verizon
This
rep. And he was
asshole.
being a real dick. Because
Why? Well, yeah, there was a guy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. I had a question on
Oh,
and then
no.
someone said I should tweet this guy. This Fios tag was on Twitter. That was amazing. by the way.
24/7.
How many times have you talked about that now?
Still
None-
going.
none.
Still the greatest. How long is that going to go on for?
There's no.
There's no discernible end.
I said it's like sourdough. You just have to add a little flour. Every day. It's just like
Yeah.
sourdough. You can
add a little
honestly-
more on, and then you've just
Yeah,
got
but
it.
you just you have it. You have the
Gotcha.
tweet pinned, and it. I think it started.
The pins-
August,
I think
it started
pinning-
August
I think-
5th.
I
So
think-
whenever this comes
Dan's
out,
got-
it will still.
Dan's got the natality.
Because I had to look. Did have to look because
I
you know,
pinned- I
you
pinned the
see it
tweet.
and you're like, how is this still going on?
I pinned the tweet. You're right. You got me.
I still hate Fios.
They're giving you a problem.
Yeah, they.
But this is not the only thing with your real estate odyssey. But now you're here.
Yeah.
You're staying in Brooklyn.
I am staying in Brooklyn, and I don't know. I'm fine with it. I got a bigger project going on, a TV project that I'm pretty excited about that I've created. That's definitely it'll be fun to have you guys a part of it at some point. I can't talk about it.
No,
really.
you
That's
can't
the best
talk
kind.
about it.
That's the best kind
But
of
for the listeners,
project.
stay tuned because Mike and I might have just gotten a job.
Yeah, no.
This could be the big break.
It could be an awesome writing job if you guys wanted it.
Very cool.
It could be a fun one. But I'm in development with something and with this big company. It's kind of exciting.
Can't talk about it.
I can't really talk about it. I can just tell you it's a non-scripted TV show that I have a development deal for.
Oh.
And we're going to be pitching it soon, and it's very exciting. And the people I'm pitching it with, the people I went to development with, are great and they're like, having them will hopefully make this not difficult. To
What do you
sell.
need writers for an unscripted
I don't know what
comedy?
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It is unscripted. Everything needs writers now,
I know.
especially unscripted. Do you
That's
love
true.
that?
There's
It's
even
like, so
more
we're going to
the
put together a
ratio.
writer's room for the unscripted show. It's like,
The ratio of writers.
if you tell people, it's a sort of a long conversation to like lead people down, but regardless, everything gets created. Non-scripted only just means
More producers.
there's no
Means more-
No, I'm trying to help your listeners.
Yeah, for the
Can you let me
listener,
help the
no,
listeners
I'm sorry.
understand
I
the
will.
industry? You're not everyone
I'm
is like,
listening.
hey man, I was on these TV shows. Like, and that's
Because
all of three of us. 'Cause we've all been on
reality
TV
didn't
shows.
exist when we were on Pete and Pete.
Jeremy was
except for
also on a
cops.
TV show. They did a rare, like, Make-A-Wish experiment.
Jesus Christ.
What was my wish?
I think Jeremy wanted to meet Lisa Leslie
That doesn't
from
work.
the WNBA.
Lisa
Oh, no.
Loeb?
No, Lisa Leslie.
Let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
with Loeb is
Jeremy.
Lisa Loeb, he definitely wanted to meet.
He didn't.
Yeah, but he was already too old to ask her to prom, so he just wanted to like drive around with her.
she didn't want to do.
Yeah,
'cause-
which she did not do. So the reality show went
Guys,
nowhere.
he was a kid. No, he was fantasizing about Patty Duke. All right, that's how,
honestly-
that's how
oh,
old
yeah.
Jeremy
Fuck,
is.
I fucked that. I had such an opening.
Helen Keller.
Come on.
I did an episode of an unscripted show that I don't know if it ever aired, and
Wait.
it was
He just did an episode. Didn't you just do? Weren't you just on What's It's?
The Daily Show.
Yeah,
You're on the Daily Show?
An
Oh, good
unscripted
for you.
show.
That's an unscripted show.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Were you on it recently? I saw your
Yeah.
thing about it, but
Well,
I didn't see it.
did it. I shot it like almost a
you
year
recorded it,
And then they finally.
ago. And then they finally aired it, and I didn't even know. And someone like posted on my Facebook.
we call that in the hopper. We call it in the hopper when you film something but it hasn't come out yet.
Is that Paul Hogan coined that term?
Thank you.
No, it's thank you.
No,
Thank you.
It's thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
is that Trevor? Oh, that's a South African.
fuck?
I thought it was
fucked it up.
Australian.
That's
I
hard.
was like, why is he doing an Australian
South Coast.
accent?
South Coast. Yeah,
Okay,
you got me.
You're actually right. I get it. That makes sense.
Go ahead.
No, nothing.
I tried, right?
You tried. You did good.
When you film something that hasn't come out yet, it's in the hopper.
In the hopper.
But
I probably knew that, but I didn't.
in the
No,
can.
I just started saying
Yeah,
that.
that's
Fuck
fine.
the can,
if
dude.
you
There's no
shot
more.
it, it's all in the can. If you shot it,
I don't know.
you've never seen
I've
it.
shot some right
It's in the
here up
hopper.
top too. You know, you don't always shoot on the can.
And if you shot something on a
Whoa.
medical show that hasn't aired, it's called a doc hopper. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
Nice.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Keep them around. Keep them around.
It's
Oh,
a.
God.
I did one episode of
Of the Muppet Show?
an unscripted show like that. With like somebody wanted to meet like a Pittsburgh Steelers great, but it wasn't anybody of my. It was like more of like Jeremy's generation. Like it wasn't Franco Harris, but it was like just after.
Good old Franco Harris.
Well, I think Franco Harris is pretty old to me.
Franco Harris is not.
That's what I mean. It was Jeremy's
Terry
Jeremy.
Bradshaw.
It was Jeremy's Jeremy.
Ah.
No, it
Even
wasn't.
Bradshaw
It wasn't.
was-
No,
yeah,
it wasn't
it's too old.
Bradshaw either. But it wasn't me either. But
The
for some
bus,
reason I was
Jerome
there.
Bettis,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
Like he also, somebody else was also into Pete and Pete and wanted to hang out with me. I think that was it. We
Yeah.
shot it really close by at Metropolitan Oval in Woodside in Queens.
Oh,
if you,
okay.
if you go straight down Metropolitan Avenue and into the Irish
Excuse
side.
us while we just go into Brooklyn geography.
Google Maps.
Roads.
Brooklyn Dad, his little Brooklyn Dad feud.
And we've gotten yet another comment on our iTunes being like, I like the show, but they talk about Brooklyn too much. They're always talking
Did they really
about
say?
New
Someone
York.
really say
Too
that?
They're
centric.
like, oh, God, all they talk
Sorry
about
to talk
is
about
like,
where you're. Like, would you rather they talked about?
Yeah. Don't talk about places you've never been. That's what they do in Russia.
It would be cool to make up. where we
Hashtag
are
own
each time.
voices.
Yeah.
I think we should just make up where we are each time. So if they don't want to hear Brooklyn, we'll just be like, "Hey, we're live."
Well,
in
last time we were
Turkey," or-
with, forget that. Last
Insert
time,
your city here.
Yeah.
last time we were with
Syria is
Michael
really nice.
in Pensacola, and we were scheming to drive to New Orleans that night. If you
Wasn't
recall that.
far.
I don't.
We were trying
recall
to
that at
trying
all.
to drive to New Orleans that night.
Was I involved in that?
You
You probably asked me, and I was so drunk. I was like,
It's just I was gonna say
that was a
probably
very
probably the
drunk-
taste of chloroform has wiped that from your
That's
memory.
what I did go to New Orleans that night. I remember. Now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was
Now I
thinking
know.
I was thinking Jeremy and Marlo
You
would
were
drop
covered in
acid,
beignets.
drop acid and run through like the.
I took a great beignet photo in New
Easy
Orleans
Rider.
recently. I was there with my wife and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend.
My wife.
My wife. And we went to the Cafe Du Monde and
Get a beignet.
we were all drunk, and it was like
It's a brand
2
we
in the
like.
morning, and we went to Cafe Du Monde, and we were sitting there with the beignets, and it was like it was such an obscene amount of powdered sugar, and I've been there before, and I don't remember the powdered sugar being so it was so unnecessary, and I was like, you know what, we all just started throwing it on each other, and then at one point it just looked like I had just been at like the greatest Coke party that ever was. Say hello to my little friend. And then my wife was like, you cannot put that on social media. And I was like, why? And I had this whole like silver plate of like just whole mound of powder. It was all in my nose, and I was like, take a picture. And I have the picture.
She's like, honey,
I'll give you the picture for the.
She's like, honey,
podcast.
you have
Oh,
a
yeah,
development
yeah,
deal with
look,
some
yeah,
really
she'll never know.
good
Sneaky
people
way.
that you
She'll
can
never
talk
know.
about. You have a development deal. You don't want to mess it up
Yeah,
with
you
some
don't-
social media pictures.
We could have been in LA right now, but I'm stayed.
That's my whole life is spent not posting inappropriate social media.
Yeah, avoiding
of myself.
trips. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
Avoiding setbacks.
My wife is very clear about that.
I could be in Austin. I could be in Austin right now, but I'm stuck in fucking Greenpoint doing Underwater Our Town. Like I told you, has been my dream for years. I've talked about Underwater Our Town for a long time, and I feel that somehow your avant-garde director
Yes.
has stolen my idea, just like Quentin Tarantino stole the pussy wagon
Hold on,
from me.
but here's
he stole the pussy wagon from me for Kill Bill because that was already my car before he made the movie.
You had a car called the Pussy Wagon?
No, I had the
I wouldn't
I had an
say
El
that
I had an El Camino.
I definitely. I would. I'm very surprised this is coming out of
Jeremy
his mouth
cut
right
his
now.
cut his microphone.
this?
I had a yellow El Camino 1960 with flames coming off the hood.
What?
That was the exact.
Where is that car now?
Oh, I can't talk about it. It's in South Brooklyn, not South Williamsburg.
Is it still yours?
I cannot talk about it, the legal status of the car because it is. Some people object to the name. No, that was not the name of my car.
right,
but I'm saying the car
buy
looked
it from
the
you?
car the car looked the same as that car. So he
Understood,
stole the idea.
understood.
He stole the idea, just like
I'm sorry.
this guy stole my idea for Underwater Hour.
Your idea, the listeners don't know anything about because
Which
we're
one?
talking about it. Off,
Yeah, we talked about
off
it.
the air. Can you
I was
explain
about to
a
put
little
on
bit
my
how
producer
weird?
brain because and give you some context.
got you, man.
Everyone should
I got
get
you,
a
man.
producer brain to put on top
Okay,
of their real
I
brain.
am doing an immersive version of Oklahoma. Roger and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. It's the 75th anniversary production that we're doing at St. Anne's Warehouse, which is in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Another Brooklyn reference.
Nice.
And we are doing it in a cool, immersive way. There's lots of neat stuff. You should look at it online if you can look up St. Anne's Warehouse in Oklahoma and the production. And the director's very interesting and he's got a whole sort of concept in mind, and we're all sort of plugged into it. And so Michael was very excited because, I should say very annoyed because for some reason he equated this guy doing an immersive Oklahoma with the fact that he has this idea for so it's like
Underwater
anyone.
hour
It seems like
town.
anyone who has an idea related to the conceptual.
No, can I
nature
say?
of
Can I
anything.
say it? I was going to take Our Town and immerse it underwater. It's the same fucking thing. Okay, I don't
Well,
need.
I don't
this.
think he understands the.
I was going to take
Yeah,
What part of it doesn't he understand?
Well, mostly all of it.
I was about to say all of it.
Mostly
You're
all
right.
of it. Yes.
C-Lab 2021,
Yeah.
C-Lab 2020.
Yeah.
Like C-Lab 2020 into C-Lab 2021.
Okay.
Plus the characters of Our Town, the Gibbs and the Webbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hatfields
The
and
doctor,
McCoys.
the editor.
I don't understand.
Right.
I know ours.
He just doesn't understand.
I'd say what a
immersive.
fucking what a play. And
I
I've
mean, it
been
would be
thinking-
interesting. Would
Yeah.
the audience be underwater?
It's
Would
gonna
we
be
all
pro-
have scuba gear on?
It's going to be immersive theater, but there's going to be a big tank. There'd be projection.
Can I
There'd
be the
subtitles.
narrator?
Yeah, it's called The Stage Manager.
Yeah,
Have
Stage
you ever read the
Manager.
play?
Yeah.
You-
It's been a long time, Michael.
You're gonna wear a dry suit. You can't wear a wetsuit. You got to wear a dry suit.
I said, can I be the narrator? And you meant stage manager. I know, I get it.
I will just say the reason we are, because there's no reason to do our town again. A, but this B, underwater.
75th
But the reason
anniversary
we're
sounds
doing
so cool.
Well, yeah. The reason we are doing the Oklahoma thing, there is a political statement kind of going on. I don't want to talk too much about it because people should see it, but it's like the idea that, hey, you like that? What? It's like plugging. But the idea is that, like, this is like the first great American musical. It's the first Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. And so people are like, it's about the founding kind of.
They really knocked
America.
it out of the park with the first one.
Yeah, well, yes, but there's a really intense darkness inside that show. There's like death and alienation of the outsider. There's a lot of like creepy, crazy stuff inside that show, which they built into it. But at the time, that's not what the audiences were sort of
clamoring
for.
Coded
So this is like diluting it and kind of condensing it and making it sort of paring it down to its essentials, but kind of talking about a lot of the metaphors and themes that are in it as it relates to our current political climate and racial climate. And it's very, very prescient. And there is a crazy twist in ours at the end. And there's some really cool video work, immersive video work that happens, projections, all sorts of great stuff. And it's going to be, it's one of these like shows that everyone's sort of like, oh my God, you're in that Oklahoma. That's how everyone's been like sort of clamoring for it. And there's some cool people in it. Like Ali Stroker from Glee is in it.
We are psyched.
Yeah, Rebecca Naomi Jones. Lots of cool people. Mary Testa. It's gonna be fun.
We could
come see it.
Yeah,
my mom is gonna go see it. Is my guess because I'm gonna tell her about it.
Yeah.
So
where does she live?
What the? Were you
Brooklyn?
stalking my mom?
Brooklyn?
No, she's from Brooklyn though.
Yeah.
Staten Island. We went and jumped in the pool this weekend. It was nice to cool off yesterday.
This is my day off, everyone. So I'm spending part of my day off, not with my children and my wife, who I left.
Oh, this is like how Danny. This is like how Danny likes to remind us that he charges $150 for a song, and then like noodles, and he's like, "Oh, you owe me $150."
What does that mean?
In a recent podcast, Jeremy, you'll explain.
I do freelance work. I play bass and I do other stuff.
Well, sure.
But
where would you charge per song? Like in a studio, like for a studio recording or something?
Yeah, that's it.
They
want me to go in for to play on 4 songs.
Wait, what do you want him to do?
I charge $250. No, I charge $250. But we were in the studio.
I'm not asking for anything on top of that. They do whatever they want with everything else.
No snoochie poochies.
Just $150.
No Slim Jims?
Huh.
No snack
Not a
packs?
big deal.
Well, I'm not giving it.
No
to
quarter
you.
waters?
I'm not saying that you have to give it to me. I gave it to you.
It was a birthday present.
It was a birthday present.
It was a $150 birthday present.
Is that really a present when you remind someone that you're donating your services?
No idea
No.
what we're talking about, but recorded a song. Danny helped with some mandolin. That's the whole story.
I put bass on it too.
Is this your band that you
music stuff? Yeah.
Okay. You play mandolin?
You do, yeah. If you need a second or third chair backup in the
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I should say in this Oklahoma, it's a 7-piece bluegrass band. There's no orchestra, and it's all
for the listener.
Pretty dope. It's pretty good.
Check it out. We'll put it up on the listing here, DannyandMike.com. Check it out.
It's
You
cool.
have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I was just breaking.
This is
balls.
so the crowd to go to Oklahoma and like St. Anne's Rouse.
Yeah,
It's
wherever you're in your car driving right now, listening on the subway,
E-break,
between Brooklyn and Manhattan, because that's the only place people listen.
It's a return to form for this guy because I've been doing lots of TV and film for so long, and it was like really exciting to be able to have an opportunity to go back and do theater that has like some importance and a message and that people are actually going to see, and not just like Guys and Dolls in Toledo or something.
What? Is that like your roots was doing? Okay,
studied theater in Chicago.
You stole another one of my ideas.
What was that?
It was Guys and Dolls at Tony Pacos in Toledo, Ohio.
Tony Pacos. I went to the Meyer in Toledo once when I was touring with the Lion King, and
what's the Meyer?
The Meyer.
The Meyer. You know the Meyer.
The Muck and the Meyer?
Or is that an Oscar Meyer?
Yeah.
Or is it an Oscar Meyer?
I'm going to reach out to all your Midwestern fans right now. The Meyer. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Meyer.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Okay, take a Walmart and then multiply it by 20 in terms of its ridiculousness and its diversification of products. Because it's like, there are the shotguns, there are the live tropical fish, they're doing an immersive Our Town underwater at midnight while I'm shopping for at the Meyer in Toledo, Ohio.
Here in the store.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's that, but you know what? I wouldn't put it past because it's that weird of a place. There's nothing you cannot buy at a Meyer, and it's open 24 hours, and it's majestic.
I have a manuscript. Reach out.
24 hours, and I've utilized the 24-hour mark a bunch because in Ohio, there's a lot of
I had to
Myers.
live. I had to live in Ohio. Sorry, I was in Ohio for a couple of months
Because you had to be there?
I was touring with the Lion King at the time. It's many years ago. I was
Listen,
in the
Pumba.
touring production.
Listen, Pumba.
I wasn't Pumba.
I'm talking
But
to
he
him.
would be a great Pumba.
I'm saying I'm talking to him. I wasn't talking to you.
Fuck. Is that a fat joke?
I was not talking to you. I was looking at him and saying,
that
listen.
was totally a fat joke.
Looking at him and talking to him.
That was a quality joke.
Yeah. It's true.
Thank
I played
you.
Timon, and I played a couple other parts. But anyway,
Wow, we
I
would have
played
been able to play.
Toledo was-
I played
we would have been able
T'Challa.
to play off of each
I
other.
played
if I
T'Challa.
was Pumbaa and you were
didn't
Timon.
play
I played T'Challa. I never died.
in your mind,
I know. I played T'Challa.
you've never experienced America until you've been in Toledo in February in a snowstorm, and you can't go
Oh, yeah.
anywhere, and also just nobody. It's like the apocalypse
Oh no!
of America. It's just I've never felt so. I mean, you're landlocked,
Yeah.
but
there's also
but like
water
landlocked in
right
my
there.
mind.
Yeah,
But
isn't there? I was going to say
There's
there's a
a-
lake.
there's
There's a lake
a-
close by.
Absolutely.
There's a river right there.
It just
You go
felt
over-
it just felt like the walls were closing in
You
there.
could escape to
Great Lake.
Canada.
Not to mention the fact that the apartment I rented while I was there had no lock, functioning lock.
Oh.
Interesting.
That was fun.
Yeah, they
Every
don't-
night I came home and I was like, "Is my shit gone?"
Toledo.
No,
that's
that's a
how they
good
do
night.
it.
That's a
LeBron
good-
James
that's a good
doesn't
surprise
have,
every-
Yeah, there's no crime in Toledo at
yeah,
all.
he doesn't have locks on any of his doors. LeBron, he's from Toledo.
Yeah,
they
that's
just
cool.
nobody uses.
I thought it was from
Toledo.
Akron.
He's
I thought
from
it was from
Akron,
Akron.
Ohio, bro.
That's what I'm
Why are
saying.
you lying?
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
lying
he
about?
actually is from.
I know.
What are you lying about, dude?
Well, originally he was.
Don't-
I don't know.
Don't do
I'll find
that.
out.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't.
Sometimes he jumps into things.
He
that
also likes
doesn't
hummus.
know.
Inappropriate Ohio talk is kind of Jeremy's
We
bailiwick.
I do the more Jersey thing. He's like straight up like New York.
I cover the
my-
other 48
I'm like Brooklyn and Jersey. He's like Brooklyn and Staten Island, and he's like Ohio.
and the other 48.
Midwest.
And he relates to the rest of the population that doesn't know what we're talking about.
Where are you from?
I'm from about an hour north of Cincinnati, between Dayton, Cincinnati, and
What's
Columbus.
the town?
A little town called Lynchburg, Ohio,
Lynchburg.
just like Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Yeah. I went
Or
to school out in
Lynchburg, Virginia.
Midwest, so I knew lots of
Where-
people from Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell anybody.
I'm not telling anybody where I went.
I was going to
college.
say.
Why?
He studied
'Cause we
theater,
can find
man.
we can find
I
your
went to
transcripts.
Northwestern.
Read the fucking play.
Oh.
Dude, read the playbill.
We will be able to read the
Michael
play.
Nathanson studied at Northwestern
I'm saying read the
University.
play.
I don't
Go to
think
the
I-
show.
Would I go put that in a bio? I haven't written a theater bio in like
That's what I'm saying.
fucking
mean,
years.
you should.
I did an equity showcase years ago, and I was like, "What the fuck am I going to put in my bio?" This is when I knew I was not for the theater.
Really? Why?
I mean, I started in theater as a little guy,
right.
and I just like my heart wasn't in it at the time because we sat at this we had this big joint dressing room, and everybody was putting on their makeup, and I didn't know how to put on my makeup, and I didn't have any makeup, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Just because you didn't. Just
Well, I
being
didn't-
poor is not an excuse.
No, what are you talking about?
You didn't have
Like,
any makeup.
No,
you
like
couldn't
I'm
afford
not.
It?
No,
Oh,
I'm not an.
That was a
I'm,
joke,
I'm not
by
a
the way. Nobody
theatrical
laughed.
actor anymore. Like I don't know that. Like I can't remember that part of my life.
it's funny because when
It's
you.
so long ago.
well,
it's like 30 years ago for
yeah.
me that I was in the theater.
I mean, for me, I discovered acting through theater. Through like
I really was
And I
hoping
never-
he was going to say Nickelodeon.
no, I haven't watched your show.
Rarely.
Oh,
See,
do you
that's
want
the
do you
best
want to
part.
replace
No, but
do you want
that's
to
the best
replace
part about
Jeremy as
Michael
producer
Nathanson.
because
he comes here because he likes us.
Yeah, I don't
It's not
really
because
know-
we're on TV.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
I'm sure you guys have people who are like, "Whoa, that we just met at a Comic-Con.
It was
You
great.
guys and
Yeah.
we drank, had a great time.
We can't wait to
Like,
get
oh, you're
time
drinking
out.
a bunch of beer before this?
Yeah.
I'm drinking a bunch of beer
We-
before this.
We're gonna get along
we
great.
We instantly
Yeah.
became friends. We're all like, oh wait, we're all just like friends.
You're a dad. I'm a
Somehow I
dad.
know you guys for some reason. It
Yes.
was weird.
You did all
That was
your-
a super awesome comic about it. It was one of the best.
That was very fun.
Super fun.
Great
weekend.
con. Nobody died that like showed up on reports. It's
Yeah.
0
We
days.
got to move. We moved
we moved the
rooms
raft.
a couple
we
times.
moved rooms and rafts.
That's
we
true.
moved rooms, rafts, and waterfalls, and also we went to New Orleans and back, and nobody remembers.
That would
Dropped
be
acid
crazy.
and ran around in this cemetery.
What?
I'm gonna need to see
Easy
some
rider.
Yeah.
Oh well, sure.
photos.
Easy rider.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
You got to keep up. You got to keep up with that.
I'm still thinking of this photo, so you have to send us the photo of you with the,
Absolutely.
with
Oh,
the
I
sugar.
I have it.
What?
I'm happy.
And
I want you to-
I'm itching to
I
show
wanted you
everybody.
to give an excuse that it's like I gave it context. It's not cocaine. I'm just being silly.
Can you please send Jeremy?
Oh, I
the
had a
photo?
drug problem, and that's a very offensive
please
photo.
send
It's
us
like
the-
that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Humor is just like very touchy these days, so you have to be careful.
Subjective.
Yeah, I was wondering if Laura Loomer was gonna jump on stage at the girl jumped on stage stage at the at Shakespeare in the Park and was like, "This is no good."
Oh yeah.
I was gonna wonder if she was gonna
Jesus.
maybe jump into the immersive tank at
Oklahoma,
at Oklahoma, at our
the immersive underwater Oklahoma
at our town, and say, "This is sedition. You have to stop this."
Yeah.
I attempt to like introduce electric eels.
I will
into
tell you,
performance.
there's a conceit in our show that happens, I would say, almost at the very end. So it's cool, but like the idea that there's going to be people who come see our show and they're gonna leave being like, what the fuck? Which is the best show to be in, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
I
that
hope
like
so.
what other show would I want to actually be in? I didn't want to just go back.
I think I'm getting my mom
theater for no
tickets for
reason.
this show.
There you go.
just
It's
so
cool.
you know.
It's cheap too.
Don't tell anybody.
No. Oh.
Okay, tell him.
Well, I mean, the tickets are like, I think the tickets range from like $40 to $80 or something. It's not like a Broadway show. I mean, it's
I can't afford makeup. How am I supposed to get a
it's
fucking
good space.
ticket?
Well,
to your show?
I have a
my
question about that
God.
too. What? So if it's assumed, and maybe the listener doesn't know this either. What's equity? Equity is a
union.
budget.
It's the union for
it's just
actors.
It's a theater union.
theatrical
Oh,
union.
okay.
Yeah, theatrical union for actors.
So when I had
Actors
that
equity.
when I had that in my
okay.
bio, this was a clue. This was a clue to me that I needed to change my tactic, because I didn't change my bio to customer service rep until like about 2 weeks in, about a week and a half in.
Yeah.
And at first, it just had my union affiliations up there, and it says SAG-AFTRA, Equity, Local 52 in my bio. And I'm sparring with somebody, and should we get down into it? And I'm telling, why don't you like unions? And she's like, this makes a lot of sense coming from somebody who's a fan of Equity. And like she didn't even know, like they didn't even know that it was a
Right.
They didn't even know it was a labor union that I was debating somebody about.
They
So-
thought it was a
Oh my God.
cable show from Lifetime.
that it was just a concept. That I was.
Tomorrow night on Equity.
I'm a fan of equality and equity. They're two different things, and one of them you build up with cash and your investment, and the other one is everybody getting. So
I
had to change the bio. So I had at that point I was like, I got to change the bio to customer service rep
Yeah, you did.
and commit.
You really
The
did.
funniest
you
thing
really
that
did commit.
It is funny though, like it's a bunch of like really intense theater people in my show, and some of them are like really big names in theater. And again, like I don't like with you guys, like I can give a fuck who you are. And anyway, no. So I was like, no, but I came in, I was like, I know who these people are. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's cool. I'm in the show with them. It's better. But we went to get lunch, and like the guy who was like making the food at the thing was like
We convinced a guy who was.
serving us.
We convinced a guy that somebody with us was Pickle Rick.
That's funny. Pickle Rick, Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Go ahead.
continue your conversation.
I wanna
He
hear
doesn't
it.
care. He
Jesus.
doesn't care. He's
Enough
Jesus,
about
Michael.
your stupid story.
He's literally
God.
sketching set designs for Our Town, Underwater Our Town. And then Prince Eric saves Ariel. Anyway, so the
kid getting lunch.
no, the guy at the lunch, like as I was paying, he goes, by the way, man, fucking love Jim Punisher, man. And then and he goes, can I take a picture? And then he comes around the thing, and all my cast members, like the second day, and they're all like, what's going on? Because like theater actors don't get recognized
At all.
They don't know what that is.
The widespread
And they could be like the
recognition.
biggest Broadway stars in the world, and they're just like, well, yeah. And so they were all just sort of shell shocked, and they didn't really. I don't think any of them really knew who I was or like what world I came from. They were like, oh, here's this guy who doesn't seem to we don't really know who he is. Okay, and then we took this picture, and then they all were like, wait, so why did that just happen? And then I had to like go through my whole resume.
Explain
And
the
then,
resume.
and then we're like, oh, wow, TV. Okay. Yeah. That pays well, right? I'm like, yeah, it does. This day pays shit. But I was like, but it was just like such a funny moment, because there's such a disconnect between people who like, because I would say a lot of actors stay in theater and then sort of gravitate towards film and TV because it pays better. And that's the only reason. Well, I'm not going to get into it, but, and then some actors, they love theater. That's what they do. They get very successful. They do Broadway show after Broadway show. But, it would be nice if like, it's weird that there's like a difference or something.
There's you saying in terms of exposure.
Well, you only have the people that wait after the show to see you, because that's the only place they have the chance to see you, because they're not.
I was so
know what I
grateful.
mean?
I was so grateful to do that as a kid. It didn't creep me out at all, and I always felt safe and okay with it, and I just missed an opportunity to merch. Really,
Totally.
And
I'm gonna sell Punisher swag.
yeah,
I was gonna say
outside.
I was gonna
show.
say you should sell branded goggles. for the immersive part
Oh,
for viewing.
I love that we just keep.
You just
we're
get
like
really
we're
back
sort of
to, like,
pretending
really,
that
like-
it's our town.
No, it's my show. These are two different shows going
This
on.
is ridiculous.
Listen, if I don't have if I don't work on
Michael.
another Marvel's Netflix's Iron Man's Iron Fist,
That's called a 9-month callback.
to a social media post of mine.
my son is a 9-month callback. He's a wonderful boy.
Oh my
God, I love
gosh.
Gerard. He's just the most super son. He doesn't do bad stuff yet, obviously. He's just still an angel.
Where do we just?
Michael,
happened?
you know, my
We'll
mom.
start pretty
my
soon.
mom.
He said 9
Wait,
month
when do we
callback.
start? Yeah,
we'll
what does
start
my
pretty
mother.
soon.
My mother
He said
ruined.
9-month callback.
No.
My mother ruined my theater career because I was one of the little brats.
You're gonna do wrestling buddies. You gotta do.
No, I was in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Kathleen Turner when she was on Broadway.
Oh, you did that show?
I was one of the little brats, yeah.
That's
But I
hilarious.
was only there for like a hot second because back in the day, it was when Equity would like work kids like 18 hours. My mom was like, "This shit is not cool."
I don't remember. I don't
I'm
remember
not
that.
okay. It definitely happened.
I don't remember that. I just remember drinking lots of Snapples from a vending machine in the Minskoff Theater building.
Weird. What was that show?
I was rehearsing The Music Man.
Oh wow.
It was a national tour that did not go in New York. The closest it went was the Westbury Music Fair.
So technically not national.
No.
Yeah, it was national.
Well,
Well, it didn't go to New York.
He did it
You
regional.
should go to
a
every.
nas-
You should go to every state.
It was a national
He
tour.
did it.
It
No,
did
he did it
National should go
regional.
everywhere. Did it
Well,
go?
Long Island is in New York, so
Oh.
New York's already taken
Oh.
care of. But
You
we
said
made it all the
didn't
way
go
to
New York.
We got it all the way to California, and we also hit Des Moines. There were some other stops in there. What do I have to remember them all?
I like that we're throwing down our
St.
our
Lou?
fucking
Yeah,
theater
what's our
cards.
theater? Yeah, bro.
Theater
But
chops.
you guys didn't
Bro.
understand
Theater
that.
chops.
My mom like flipped out and was like, "This is crazy.
You're
Like,
going
you
with the
can't be-
auntie
you
and
can't
uncle
be-
to Bel Air.
You can't be treating kids like this. Like this is like nuts." And she was like, "Well, if you don't like it," the producer's like, "If you don't like it, leave." And she grabbed me. And
I got 100
walked
more
out.
kids.
Oh, and you dropped out of the show?
So I dropped out of the
Well,
show.
your
'Cause
mom
my
had
mom
to-
dropped out. You know, you got to
No.
follow your mom.
No,
good
your
for
mother
her.
stood up for you.
Yeah,
She
fuck
did.
that.
I know.
Good,
I know
and,
she did.
and God
I
bless
know.
Sally.
Kathleen
I know,
Turner was like,
Sally, no.
Donnie, don't live. I love you. He's so great in the show.
He was
favorite
That's my Kathleen Turner, everyone. Yeah, it's like 4
Terrible
accents in
Kathleen Turner.
one. She's a terrible Kathleen Turner.
wow.
Let's be honest.
Wow.
That's how she talks. She's like talks like a terrible one.
Who else is a caricature
What else
of
is going
themselves?
Oh yeah. What else is going on in the news? You know?
Jeremy, who else do you know that's a caricature of themselves?
You guys, but I don't know. No, I don't know.
That's the point of the podcast.
Yeah, I know. We have
Caricature
merch
of
printed
myself.
out to back that up. I almost worked on Punisher. Did you do the first or the second season review?
I watched the thing.
didn't
Stop.
watch-
Stop.
you
Sorry,
haven't-
Michael.
We'll do
Michael,
it. We'll do
stop.
it for you. We'll
Michael,
do it
stop.
for you.
Saving Punisher. Punisher.
Thanks for knowing who I am before I came into this
If you
room.
go look in the
asshole.
comic books over there in
Thanks
my
for doing-
room, like that Punisher is the most. That's the
Cool, man. I'll sign one for you. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
thanks.
You're welcome.
But I actually did a week of prep on that, and I was going to be in the prop department, but I
Oh, yeah?
I ended up not doing. Yeah, so
Did your mom?
shout out to what's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, your mom said you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
There's
like,
too much
Mom
violence.
pull
There's
you
too
out.
much guns
Yeah.
and
Your mom
violence in
pull you
that
out?
show. You shouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
that Punisher car has guns on it, so we can't.
I have.
Remember I told you to do with all the
Was the
girls.
kid-
Just pull out.
Was the kid who asked you for a photo working behind the counter at
He was.
the lunch place?
He was.
I was like, did he come out from behind the counter?
Came out
and
behind
then,
the counter,
and then
took the hat
produce a
off.
knife and produce a knife
yeah.
and pose with you.
One of those. No. He
that'd
was very
be
sweet.
sweet.
And then
That'd be
and then he
sweet, too.
posted it. He was very nice. But I
and tagged, posted and tagged you.
He did. He
obviously.
posted and tagged.
Because you're not in the habit of name searching yourself.
I don't do that.
See? No, neither do I.
Oh, boy.
Danny?
You don't have
Oh,
to.
boy.
I don't
Danny?
do it.
What? You have Google alerts that do that stuff
Yeah,
for
of
you?
course I do.
I don't.
Oh, so I can tell you about all
I
the
set up
press that's
Google
picked
alerts.
up our
I don't know.
tour.
That's
It's all happening.
Hey, that's exciting.
Reel it
I saw
off.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna actually be in Toledo at some point.
yeah. Hopefully, there's not a.
definitely an
Hopefully,
Go
there's
to
not a
the
snowstorm.
Mire.
We're gonna go. We're gonna. What do you call it? I'm
We'll
checking.
take a picture and be like, "We were here, bro."
Send it to me.
I'm checking in on the national tour of Underwater Our Town. It's starting at the Mire.
Okay. We can go to my Mire actually. 'cause
really-
we're going to Cincinnati, so we
Nice.
can go to the OG.
So where do you do them in? Are you going to do these podcasts in clubs or like where do you? What's the venue?
Not so much
So-
a podcast.
Like public restrooms.
So here's the deal: it's ambiguous as to whether or not
stations.
it's an
We're gonna-
actual podcast.
We're gonna fit them
or not,
inside
'cause it's not
Dyson
really.
air blades.
Oh.
The whole podcast.
But
be
people
great.
who listen to the podcast will love coming to the show.
It's not quite a podcast.
So things
So
happen.
we did like
At the show.
a monthly residency at Union Hall where we did like a live version of the podcast where
Oh.
we had more like interactive kind of stuff. And
It's
we
like-
also had a guest, so we'd still like have a guest and like do this,
Yeah.
but we also like would do like stupid.
It usually
improv
was
games
somebody
and stuff.
that Jeremy didn't know anything about.
Right. Appreciate that.
So we're taking we're taking elements of that and incorporating that with like a 90s night and come hang out with us and drink some beers and take some pictures.
Yes, I remember. I think on your post you talked about that too. That like there's all that things. And now I get it.
We've been back ordering.
It's a happening.
Yeah, it's just like a thing.
Yeah. We've been back ordering.
We're gonna do some shtick. We're gonna hang out with some people. We're gonna
fun and games.
Listen
as we call
to
it.
fun
Can I
and
just
games.
say,
Hugo Boss
when I
jeans.
was hanging out with you guys
Cross
the
colors.
last time I saw you, like people would come up to these guys, and it was like, and again, I remember the show. I just I mean, it just wasn't my. I think I was too old to watch it. I think at that point, but
Same.
But I knew about the show. But it's amazing, like what people, because I have other friends who have been in things and have it, but like the fandom of of certain things.
Yeah,
no
you
matter-
get it with
no
the
matter-
Punisher and the Marvel people. Like that's like a serious thing.
Sometimes, but not, dude. Not like you got. You guys get it like.
Well, we're etched in people's brains who are between
people-
like
It's kind of an older.
27.
It's an
between
older
the
brain
ages of
circuit.
27 and 40.
Can I
I'm
say
like
it?
stuck in the back of their brain.
Can I just say it? And because you shouldn't say it, they come over to them and they're like, "This is." You're like, and one girl was like, "You were my whole childhood," and it's just like, I don't know what that must feel like to you. Probably pretty great.
Depends on it depends on the childhood.
Because
really.
I feel great. Like I know people are weird about when people come up to some actors. I'm like, I want my privacy. But like, well, I fucking awesome. Like when people come up to you and say
that, it's a real thing.
It was
people
amazing.
could have really nice memories of their upbringing and like be like you like are an awesome part of that. And
or
then
you were like, thanks
then,
O.J.
like-
Simpson for being a part of my,
like,
well,
I mean,
childhood.
He ruined. Yeah, he
Like,
ruined.
that wasn't great.
He ruined the
Right.
next Rocket series forever.
He sure did.
well,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
were
We agree
like,
on that.
I
I
had
remember
a
that.
terrible life
Watching the game.
and I
Yeah,
watched
watching the game.
I
NBA
watched
and
the
NBC.
show.
What?
You guys talk over
I'm
the most
sorry.
important fucking part of
we were
what
talking about the last
I'm
time
doing
the Knicks
product
were in the
placement. I'm doing
finals, I
product
think.
placement.
Jesus Christ!
Knicks
you
haven't
asked
been
a
in the
real
finals in a really
question. I'm giving you a
It's
real
your
fucking
partner's.
answer.
It's your partner's fault. He led me down to talk about the Knicks.
Go Knicks.
No, we had people that came up to us at
Hakeem Olajuwon was a monster that series.
in Pensacola who, this girl was deaf and like she had like trouble like making friends in school and like he like didn't have like a fun upbringing, but like she was a huge fan of the show and like watching it and like that was what made her feel good. So like those stories are the ones
best.
that like crush.
Yep.
And
Well, like, and just for me,
This was before Dan was married, so
oh God.
Also, future reference: if you do come up to Danny Mike on the tour,
Purell.
just make sure that you
we'll have
crush,
Purell.
because their standards are you have to crush now. You have to come in with
It's like if you don't have a story like
Top
that,
shelf.
You have
they don't
to.
want to fucking hear from
top
you.
shelf. We've
Oh,
actually
you liked our show and you watched it a lot.
That's cool.
Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa.
I only said
was
that
saying is
because
Mike's our
she's-
warm up act.
I only said that because
be
that
great.
fan is deaf and
Can I
will
do it
never
as
listen
Tony
to this
Clifton, by the way?
podcast.
No.
But it's Tony Clifton Artie or some crossover
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, underwater with a
Yeah,
scuba.
yeah.
I got you.
That's
It's 2021 with
C-Lab 2021 Marvel's Netflix.
Anyway, it's cool when people come up to me. I think it's neat and it's like fun, and I'm very gracious and cool about it because it's like it's why we do it, kind of, right?
So-
To like reach out to people.
So what you experienced in Pensacola was a little bit like what your co-stars experienced the other day when you first went out to lunch, because they were not aware of this sort of when somebody came out to take a picture, came around the counter to take a picture with you. But he didn't say
Really-
He's not getting
yeah,
hysterical.
that's like really
fishing,
you're really-
fishing or
yeah.
something or
you
jumping.
just let Michael speak.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
That's
I am.
That's
I'm
a good
letting
rule of thumb in
I'm
general.
letting Michael speak.
I had a similar experience at a Comic-Con where a girl was very sweet and she couldn't have been more than 12, 13 years old, and she had no idea who I was, but she came up to me and she was like looking at all the, I was about to say celebrity guests, but that's not a celebrity, whatever,
Yeah.
He
Your
just-
wares.
he just called us nobodies.
Checking out
Guests
the
who
guests.
sign-
Oh, you're gonna say merch.
No. So, and she was just chatting with me, and we were just talking, and I was like, oh, and I love your costume, and we were talking, and then she was like, I'm a singer, and she was singing for me, and I was like, come on, sing a song for us, we'd love to hear it. Then she sang the song, and she was really sweet and lovely and all that stuff, and her mom came up to me at like a party later and was like, my daughter has autism, and she's teased a lot in school, and she has a really hard time, and I can't thank. She was literally in tears, this mom, and she's like, I can't thank you enough for just being so sweet to my daughter, and like you took the time, to just like interact with her and talk to her and make her feel special and all this stuff. And I'm like, Yeah, it's not the same thing. Obviously, it would have been nice if.
No,
it would have been nice if she knew who I was.
It is exactly.
Let's be honest.
It's exactly the same thing. It's also being fucking good human beings
That's
too.
right.
It's
That's
like
right.
the people that have the audacity to be fuckheads, particularly at Comic Cons,
which we've
we've all seen people at being
I
like.
think I found the solution.
Oh, hey, I'm not gonna mention names or say stuff, but like people that would just be like,
we could write a list.
Not even gonna look at you unless you have already paid.
John
and, like,
Stark
you're doing
shooting
your thing.
3 for 18.
Oh, man.
Or people who don't give a they're like, okay, cool, you go, and like send them on their way without just speaking to them, being like a normal human and having like a moment is.
I heard firsthand
bullshit.
that the last one I was at, there was somebody from a very famous movie that was a big part of all of our childhoods, and someone came up to him and said a similar thing, like, you were so amazing to me, and it was my childhood. And he was like, yeah, what do you want me to sign? Like, that was his response.
Yeah, like,
and they
didn't
came
even
over.
like give the.
So
yeah.
here's the difference.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. The story that
cool.
Michael just told and that guy is the difference between getting a guarantee and not getting a guarantee, and the way people were acting at certain times. If you feel like you're already being paid for your time, or you have to hustle for every single minute, and you don't want it, and
not necessarily.
Well, I'm saying not always. I'm saying that
some
it
of those,
doesn't always rule.
Some of those big guys don't take anything.
It doesn't
because
always
they know they're
rule
gonna
that
clear
way.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
They don't say it again.
That some of those big dudes don't get guarantees, and they're still like that because it's just.
Yeah, they're just
they're in demand.
No,
but I'm saying that
fucking assholes.
I'm saying it, but they make moments transactional as opposed to the good memories that we're thinking about.
Yeah.
Like the stories that actually stick with you are good. The story that you were just
I think the moral of the story is, if you're somebody in the public eye in any way, at any level, and you have any undue influence on anyone, you should wield it with a humility and an honorable, loving heart.
And put Fox News subscribers on hold if they have any problem whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't whip your dick out in front of people that don't want.
Yeah, and don't take pictures of yourself snorting powdered sugar at beignet joints in New Orleans.
And give up on your fucking dream of our town underwater.
What?
For
No.
fuck's sake.
What? No.
Also, there's
Quick, everything in the podcast.
There's too many actors out there, so don't act. No one's gonna care.
Yeah.
See Oklahoma and say that's
Yeah.
Meyer.
It's been wonderful. It's been so nice to just live inside of this extremely large department store and never see the sun and work on my show for 20 hours a day, because I could just go back to the camping. Just go back to the camping section when I need a snooze.
I think we need to write the show
Underwater Hour
about the show that someone does in a mire every night.
This is the producers. This is
all
the
over.
producers of.
Let's just say that, like, because at the mire, like I said, there is, like, you can get anything and kind of see anything, and there's a snack bar and all these things. Well, why wouldn't there just be, like, especially if it's Ohio, there should be like dinner theater there, or at the mire it's called snack theater. So there's a guy who directs these plays at the mire, at the snack theater. So you come and you get like a slice of pizza that's warmed over.
Snack theater.
Snack theater.
But they're all bite-sized. They're all bite-sized. They're all like 3 to 7 minute plays. One acts.
Okay. Well, when we get into the writer's room, we're going to work it out.
There's going to be a lot of turnover.
Unscripted.
Somebody's going to want to eat a pizza and then leave. Other people are going to want to have a whole meal. I'm saying you gotta gauge the people.
That's true.
Yeah, it's got to be like.
Look, I'm a great producer. Just hire me.
Maybe it's just cabarets. It's just like, so it's like being at Stu Leonard's. Everyone been to Stu Leonard's?
Yeah, but
so like you see they had
you get a bottle of red wine and some chicken, and I'm coming over. Like, that's the way he ends every one of his commercials. You're like, you sound like such a drunk fuck. It's just like,
is he still alive? That guy?
Oh yeah,
he's out of prison, right?
Oh, we got a great deal on St. Patrick's Day. You come over here, you got some corned beef and a bottle of Jameson. I'm getting drunk and calling an Uber home.
I'm so lucky that I've never seen a Stu Leonard's commercial. I only went straight to the store and experienced the cows in person.
Oh,
yeah.
See,
it's my kid's favorite place.
My first job in New York. When I moved to New York, I delivered a wine. I drove an 18-foot box truck.
Okay, so you might be seeing things through rose-colored glasses, reminding you.
I did it. My great grandfather started the oldest Italian wine distribution
with
company
his
in New York.
feet making the wine, Michael.
So when I moved back from college, I got a job working there, and I got the shit job, which was going in early.
You're going to start it on the truck, Danny.
Yeah,
I'm
getting
not
the
doing
parking
you no
tickets.
favors. You're going to get the parking
It's
tickets.
exactly-
Don't think it because you're my great grandson. I know I'm a 400 years old, but I'm still alive.
And it was in-law. There was no blood relation. It's all in-law.
Oh, in-law.
It was in-law. But we had cool, I thought my in-law grandparents were still family.
What's an in-lawed grandparent?
So like my dad's sister's husband's parents.
Wow, you were friends with, had a relationship with this?
Yeah, because Italians marry Italians.
It's just the way it is.
They're all
It's
just
just the way it is.
Whoa.
But I used to drive
Take it
a box
easy.
truck around Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island,
Occasionally.
upstate.
Yeah.
And I used to deliver to the Stu Leonards in Yonkers.
Of course.
And-
on Stu Leonard Drive.
Yeah, on the Stu Leonard Drive.
Yeah, named
that was
after,
They were such
I'll get it.
pricks.
You'll get it.
The
They were such pricks about
Chappaquiddick
coming in there. Like, it was one of those things, if you weren't there at a certain time, once the customers were in, if anybody saw you, like, with a hand truck full of wine, like, going into the wine department, they'd be like, you motherfuckers.
because it just had to be just like,
You can't let the people know how we get this stuff here. You're like, what the fuck?
wait, but like the whole point
What do
of
you
Stu
think
Leonard's
the
is you
fucking-
see everybody
think
working
the
there.
store-
Like it's like an open kitchen style supermarket.
Bloomberg pioneered this in City Hall by taking all the dividers out and making a bullpen plant.
That's really
I
nice.
don't understand.
That's a deep cut right
A
there.
very deep cut. I thought maybe he was going somewhere with, like, the big gulps and,
No.
the
What we call
size control of
Big
your sugary
gulps, no
sweets.
way.
That's a throw forward. We have a lot of those throw forwards on this podcast. Where Mike,
I could have been
Throw
some
something.
Callbacks and throw
yeah,
forwards.
throw forward is just something
Best-
we'll figure it out.
That's
Best thing
a
at Stu
forward
Leonard's.
lateral.
Go. Favorite thing at Stu Leonard's to eat.
The cheese.
Which cheese? The mozzarella cheese? The homemade mozzarella
the homemade
cheese?
mozzarella cheese
Fuck yeah,
is
dude.
dope.
What else? What do you got?
I get the Polar Seltzer 5 for $5.
Oh, God.
For those listening outside of the New York area, fuck Stu Leonard's. No, we don't support Stu Leonard's.
Wow.
What's the
Nah.
last thing I bought at Meijer? Let's see.
That's MEIE.
I think it was the original soundtrack recording of Underwater Hour Town.
Narrated by Danny Tamborelli.
Original
Guys, you ever
soundtrack
go into
recording
one
on
of you guys
Arista.
ever go into
And
one of them
Danny
Sunoco
played
A
mandolin on it.
pluses?
It cost us $150.
For the record. For the
Get him to
record.
play mandolin on that fucking cast recording.
Come on.
I was
the
like,
record.
it's a 4-second mandolin riff. $150 for that on that original.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For
that
the
that's-
record,
it's-
Have you ever listened to Losing My
I told
Religion?
Michael not to have the mandolin in our town, and he insisted on it. Remember we had that huge fight?
The licensing. Andrew Lloyd Webber's going to have my hunt.
Oh my God.
For the record, the day after he recorded the mandolin, he texted me and said, I just went to the doctor and I have a...
I ruptured a tendon in my hand.
So did he file for workers'
for
comp with
you.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not only is he not getting that 150, he's
I'm
not
saying-
getting my one.
He didn't do. Danny didn't fill out an I-9, so there's no proof that he ever worked.
How interesting.
You
That's
understand?
how labor works.
Yeah, you get on the.
I'm on your
That's
side.
why it's 150
You know, I'm
bucks
looking
cash,
at you.
man.
No, you can't see that I'm looking at Danny, but I'm on his side.
I can see. Seven's on
Michael on your side, exactly. We'll have our own network.
Yeah.
Michael on your side's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks, Michael
Yeah.
Nathanson. You've been an excellent guest.
You're
Is it
looking-
over?
Yeah,
You're
thanks
looking at
for
me, though.
Host.
Would you not want it to be over?
Wow, is it really that long we've been talking?
We've been you got
Look,
yeah.
you know what?
About an hour.
I'm looking at the
give or
time.
take.
I'm looking at the time. We still got another 8 minutes, Mike. Why you trying? Oh, ow!
I
we don't
love
talk
to.
I guess we
just went
gotta.
by.
Guess we gotta wrap it up.
I love to get an exactly 52-minute commute on the Long Island Railroad and or Metro North and or New Jersey Transit and have a podcast that wraps up like that. It's perfect.
Well,
oh,
if
he's
I'll tell
only
you what,
doing, he's
under
doing
an
it for
hour,
the
yeah.
commuters
Yeah.
and commuters
Oh,
only.
it's 2 no.
That's
No,
a
we-
Stamford, Connecticut commute.
Oh, that's an ice.
52
We call
minutes.
that an ice storm.
Yeah.
We tailor our podcast to certain lengths.
Yeah.
Like that. With the New Haven bunches, they're tough.
The pizza's good though.
Oh God, I love
That's the
Frank.
best.
Frank and the
Oh,
Pepe.
Frank Pepe's.
Modern pizza.
Pepe's.
Oh, you're like
Yeah.
you're a
Modern
modern.
pizza.
My,
pizza.
my wife's family's from Connecticut, and they love the clam pizza at Pepe's. That's their thing. That's
you-
their jam. But I love
Are
modern.
you friendly with her sister's husband's parents?
Wait, say it again.
God,
your in-law,
Sisters.
your brother.
your in-law, your in-law,
I know-
I
grandparents.
know
Your
them.
in-law grandparents.
I know them. I know them slightly.
Would you deliver one?
Yeah, I was going to say,
No.
would they hire?
Yeah, no.
Would they
No.
hire you to deliver?
That's a round. That's a.
I was
That's a
25
deep
years
track
old. I
family.
needed a fucking.
I don't care.
I needed something to do.
That's irrelevant. I'm not.
I had a
speaking on that.
round diploma. I had a round diploma cut from a tree trunk that said Hampshire.
That's true.
Maybe-
I have a round diploma.
It's in a
What do you
round.
have?
It's in a
Around
round
what?
frame. College degree.
He went to a
I think
hippie-
outside
hippie
the
school.
box.
Like a portal, like a portal,
A porthole.
Yeah,
Not
it is.
a portal gun.
You know what?
Rick and
That's the
Morty
cool
cut
thing.
out.
That's the coolest thing about it. If I throw it on the ground and I jump through it, I go right back to the college.
He's gotten out a lot. He's got a lot of situations like that.
Yeah. Well, here I come again.
It's like Time Bandits.
A lot of
Yeah,
fish shows.
Exactly.
Or holes.
One too many fish shows. I'm having a bad trip at this fish show. Better get back to Hampshire.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no! I'm at another fish show in Hampshire.
Is that how we end this?
Yeah.
Please no. Please
God,
no.
Michael, what kind of plugs you got other than
That's
the play? that
Just
we've
on the
been
top. Just
speaking
on the
of?
top and the back.
Well, do them in the middle.
We love it, St.
Do a
Anne's
mohawk.
Warehouse. We want to see Immersive Oklahoma.
Twitter.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you can follow me on the gram at Michael_Nathanson.
Underscore man.
With the
With
little
the
blue-
underscore
with
spelled
the little
out.
blue check. You can just look at my name and I'll be there. And
Nice.
Twitter is M_Nathanson1. And
Does that burn your ass that there's
fuck
some
yeah,
guy
dude.
that has it?
Yeah.
But no, because then his wife calls him Prime.
totally
around the house.
Totally.
I don't.
Wow.
Okay.
Prime numbers. I get
Oh,
it.
okay. Yes.
But yeah,
It took me a while.
But hey, this is my time. Come see Oklahoma. Come see Oklahoma at St. Anne's Warehouse. Previews begin September 27th, running through whenever. We're running through. It runs for a while, so you have a long time to see it.
Yeah. Go to St. Anne's Warehouse.
.net maybe.
Well, probably
Just do a
.org.
Google.
I would say
.edu.
.org.
Who cares? .info.
Yeah,
Info?
and no, it's cool, and I've got some cool TV projects potentially in the works.
That
So
you can't talk about.
I
so
know,
you can't-
man.
It's hard to plug them.
But he's got.
you guys are going to really dig it. I am going to tell them off the air after this is over.
No, for the listener.
and you listeners will only know when it
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
You're supposed to fucking
Okay,
know.
Jeremy, let's cut the podcast. Okay, Mike.
Well, before we go, as long as you're done with the plugs, before we go, we are part of the Last Podcast Network. Check them out, lastpodcastnetwork.com.
don't forget about the last podcast network. On
They have
the
a lot
left.
of wonderful things over there. Check them out. Also, we have a voicemail, 347-470-8150. We love it if you'd send some messages of love.
If you have some audition tapes for Underwater Our Town, just feel free to
that's a
bubble
great
them.
idea.
bubble
If
them
somebody-
up.
Photos of powdered sugar, cocaine.
if somebody calls in and starts doing
Hi, my name
the
is blah, blah, blah.
stage manager,
Oh, wow.
God.
I learned. Someone's got to tell me once, and I'll remember.
It's
you know?
callback.
Does that happen? Do you get messages like that where someone will actually just like go?
They talk
We'll-
about all
we'll
sorts
find-
of things.
we'll
What they
find
like
out.
about the show, what they don't like about the show.
Listen to an upcoming episode where we do voicemails.
Also, check out patreon.com/Danny and Mike with the and spell.
Also, check
Do you
out.
not know what Patreon is?
What is that?
It's like an online tip jar.
There you go.
So if people get the podcast for free by just downloading and listening to it and they like it and they want to help grow the podcast or subscribe or be a part of the action, they can go to patreon.com/.
Danny and Mike with
With-
the and spelled out.
and they can get a $1 subscription, a $5 subscription. You get some videos of the podcast,
Vin-
Vintage
Euros,
Pete and
too.
Pete
You get some
memorabilia.
memorabilia. You can Skype with us if you like. It's
Maybe
a
a
cool
video.
thing.
Maybe a video.
Yeah, I mean,
version
it's-
of the
it's-
If you're
podcast.
if you're looking at doing a podcast yourself, I would look into the Patreon thing too.
Yeah,
Just
you're the
as,
only
like,
people I
some-
know who podcast, so I don't know. You'll have to look into it for me. Actually, no. I'm actually I do podcasts with Mike and Ming from the Comic Book Men. So
cool,
I'm going to be
cool.
doing a really cool. They've got a new sort of maybe ongoing thing. I'm going to get in with them that we're going to do. It's kind of cool. We might be doing it in a couple weeks. It's yeah. I go out to their place, their shared podcast. Shared Universe. What's it called? Shared Universe. What'd you say?
Where's
in
that?
Jersey?
Yeah, in Jersey.
Yeah.
I drive out there and
Red Bank, huh?
yeah, they're good dudes.
It's no Red Hook.
They're good buddies.
Yeah. Also, we're going on tour. Check that out at DannyandMike.com.
The Great Lakes Tour 2018.
It's not just the Great Lakes tour. You're really just pigeonholing yourself in a place where
I think it's just good to put great in there and lakes.
Well, it could be Great Lakes, Good Lakes, and
Great
subpar
Lakes.
lakes.
you go to
Good
Ann
Lakes,
Arbor?
and We're not going to Ann Arbor.
no,
What the
No.
fuck for?
There's a
We're
great
going to
deli there.
Lansing.
Lansing.
Oh, okay.
Lansing's in
Lansing-ish.
between.
Yeah.
I think.
Are you going to Detroit?
Why? What is this? 20 questions? We're doing plugs.
There's a
here.
great brewery
Listen to the
there.
We got a
podcast.
lot-
Listen to the
we-
podcast.
we-
Listen to
this is this is the first leg of the tour, Michael. You see what hits, what doesn't hit, who the.
I'll come do a special guest at one of your spots.
You're
See?
our. You're
Yeah.
already.
I would
you're
love
our
to.
hype
I-
The
man.
closest one that we can get you to is Amityville, Long Island.
Mishawaka.
I could just drive my car over there, right? Isn't that a car drive?
Mishawaka.
Yeah.
We can carpool. Actually,
Why?
we
Do
do
you have
dad.
you got extra miles?
Mike's
You
like,
want to just
"Dad's
fly?
not drive me."
We don't have a budget for travel, but if you got miles, you can always get anywhere, and we'll pay for the
Yeah, your
tax. We'll
miles
pay for
is
the-
our budget.
and we'll pay for the
Oh,
taxes.
you have Miles? How's Miles
Well,
doing?
well,
Is he good?
He's good. Yeah.
That's good.
He's still in his cage.
That's what I mean. You're not gonna.
Wow.
Got to get the vaccines first.
Thank you very much for coming back and dealing with us.
Yeah, because we're not outside of church
duty.
this time.
2 EPs.
Yeah.
You're
literally
Is it
one.
really rare?
Well, you're one of 3 people.
Yeah, very
Well, I'm a
select.
huge fan of what was it, Peter and what was the show called? Jeremy. I love Peter and Paul and Mary's.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
You can find this guy on my right here at D Tamborelli on the tweets, and on the Instas it's at Danny Tamborelli.
Nobody took my name
Same
on
thing
that
with
one.
the
No
one.
kidding. Well, who won't want that name?
Twitter, you can find Michael C. Morona at Michael C. Morona. And I am at Remy Bailey.
You can also find him at Verizon Fios customer service.
Yeah, what is your email? What's your Verizon email?
Check out Bofa 420 too.
Yeah, please don't forget that the union at 420 Bofa, whoever made it up, I have zero affiliation with them, but because
Bofa,
I don't know
these nuts.
I don't know who
in your mouth.
Who made it up, but we're standing up for workers everywhere.
That's right,
Doctor.
That's wonderful.
Michael, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks, M. Nathanson.
Thanks, gentlemen.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Baylor. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.